On this episode of AMA Air, we remember Dave Mathewson.
And learn about a special issue of Model Aviation.
Plus, learn how your club can be recognized by flying for good.
Hello, and welcome to AMA Air, your source for modeling news. I'm Chris Savage.
And I'm Claire Aldenheisen. The Southern Indiana RC Modelers will be hosting their 25th annual swap meet on November 17th in Floyd's Knobs, Indiana. Admission is $5.
Tidewater RC will be hosting the Wings Over Wild Horse scale flying on November 17th in Chesapeake, Virginia. There will be awards for Best Warbird and Civilian.
The Cholas Park RC Flyers will be holding the Turkey Fry and Fly on November 17th in San Diego, California. The event is open to the public, and there will be an RC aircraft simulator for guests to use.
The Ocala Flying Model Club will be holding the Russ Stricker Salute to Vets Toys for Tots on November 17th in Ocala, Florida. The landing fee is $10 or a toy.
The Tucson Radio Control Club will be holding the Tucson Memorial Winter Scale Classic Fly-In and Swap Meet on November 24th and 25th in Tucson, Arizona. The scale fly-in is open to all scale aircraft.
The Northwest Fireballs will be holding a Northwest Sport Race in Portland, Oregon on November 24th. The contest will follow Northwest Sport Race rules.
For more information on these events, or to find one in your area, you can check out the sanctioned event calendar in Model Aviation or at modelaircraft.org. So we're kicking off the holiday season here.
We are kicking off the holiday season. We've got our beautiful, so viewers can't see, but we have a little window right here. And if you could see the window, you would see all the nice fall foliage outside.
Exactly. It's beautiful out. I like fall personally.
I'm not a huge fan, but the fall events are nice to see.
Yeah, you can go out there, get bundled up, have a hot cocoa, watch them fly.
Right.
I think
the bundling up, like I'm kind of not about that life.
Up.
Yeah.
I like it.
You're from California,
it's cozy.
So I don't understand
It's a novelty for me still.
That's fair. Well, coming up, we honor a lifetime of dedication to model aviation in service to AMA.
Every journey starts somewhere. Our journey begins with imagination. And imagination can take us anywhere. Because the best journeys end with new beginnings.
Joining an AMA club introduces model aviation enthusiasts to other modelers and often results in lifelong friendships. Recently, TJ shared a story about his adopted family with generations of flight. When TJ joined the Azalea City Model Aeronautics Club, he met Henry, a scale modeler. As TJ shared, the more he got to know Henry, the closer they got. As they started to attend events together, some people thought the two were related, and Henry would say TJ was his grandson. We know our members have amazing stories like TJ's, and we want to hear them. If you have a favorite model aviation experience, visit generationsoflight.com to share your story.
The AMA Walk of Fame at the International Air Modeling Center signifies the history of the hobby, with honored names from all sectors of model aeronautics. This November, all bricks are 10% off in honor of Veterans Day. You don't have to be a veteran to take advantage of the special, but we do encourage you to purchase one in honor of or in memory of someone who has impacted your life. With the holidays around the corner, these commemorative bricks make great gifts. There are 3 brick options.
There's a regular 4x8 clay brick, black lettering, it's $100. The next step up is a $500 brick, which is black with gold lettering, still a 4x8. And then the large bricks are 8x8, and you can fit 5 lines on those, and they're granite, and so they're $1,000. The other 2 smaller bricks you can fit 2 lines of character on.
Due to continued increases for brick installation and fees, the regular paver brick will cost $150 starting on January 1st, so now is the perfect time to make your purchase. Visit modelaircraft.org and click Donate to order your brick.
On the last episode of AMA Air, we told you about the AMA Foundation Fly-a-thon that will be held on Giving Tuesday. Not only can you fly on November 27th and take pledges for the minutes you spend in the air, but you can support 4 AMA pilots flying here at the International Aeromodeling Center. Matt Ruddick, Dylan Carpenter, Tony Stillman, and Kyle Jarris all hope to fly at least 2 hours, and they only need a little over $2 per minute to reach their fundraising goal. Visit amafoundation.modelaircraft.org/flyathon for more information on donating and participating.
As AMA shared in an email last week, Dave Mathewson passed away on Sunday, October 21st. Dave was an ardent modeler. He loved the hobby, he loved AMA, and he served the AMA community for many years.
Like many of us, Dave's interest in model aircraft began at a young age. He was 8 years old the first time he flew a radio-controlled model aircraft with his father, and that turned into a lifelong interest in flying. As he told Jim Graham in 2009, Dave didn't remember a time when he wasn't flying RC models. Throughout his lifetime, he had the chance to fly a little bit of everything, but Dave always preferred RC pattern and precision aerobatics. And he never worried about what others were flying. Quoting his friend Dean Pappas, Dave once said, "If it flies, I'm interested in it." Dave was able to share that love for model aviation while serving the AMA community. He always thought he would become a district vice president, but he didn't foresee the career he would have with AMA.
And I think Dave is the epitome of the kind of leader who puts his ego in the service of all of you and the 200,000 others out there, and really the entire aviation industry.
Dave said he always participated in student senate throughout school, and leadership was just something that was instilled in him. But his AMA involvement probably began like many others. He started volunteering to do some of the operational leadership in his local club. When clubs in upstate New York created an association, he was one of the first officers there. And once he became an AMA district vice president, he decided to go a step higher, becoming AMA's 23rd president in 2008. Despite having a full-time job as the owner of a dental laboratory, Dave was committed to serving the AMA community. He shared with Jim Graham that he received an average of 1,000 emails a month and responded to every single one of them. He wanted to make sure he visited every AMA district. And visits to the AMA community were not exclusive to certain disciplines of model aviation. Jim Graham had shared with Dave that he struggled with receiving acceptance as a 3D pilot and shared his appreciation for Dave's attendance at a Pro-Bro 3D event. But Dave's response was simple. He stated that he didn't hear any labels such as 3D or profile. The event was just a fly-in, and it had a camaraderie that went with it. To Dave, it didn't matter what you were flying, as long as you were flying. Dave continued to share his passion for model aviation, and he dedicated more of his time to AMA.
4 years into your presidency, we were looking for a new executive director. Now, this man owned a business in Syracuse, owned a home in the Syracuse area. What does he do? He comes to Muncie several times, taking time away from his business to work with Joyce in Muncie to try to make things better because the ED had left. He makes the decision that, you know what, I need to come out here permanently, and council agreed. This man sold his business, sold his home on a big gamble.
We were all lucky to know and work with Dave. As many of you can attest, he had a passion for our beloved hobby, a tireless work ethic, and was always willing to help anyone in need. He will always be in our hearts as an AMA leader, lifelong modeler, and a true and loyal friend.
Model Aviation magazine has released a new special issue called Drone Pilot. The special issue is aimed at members who are interested in all things multi-rotor. Topics covered range from aerial photography to freestyle FPV. Coming up, we'll share how to get your own copy of the magazine, but first, let's take a look at how Drone Pilot helps you prepare for repairs at the field with tools of the drone trade.
Any modeler knows that you have to be ready and prepared to make a repair in the field in the event of a crash. Well, drone pilots are no exception to that rule. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about some of the tools I have in my flight bag that I take to the field in case I have a crash and need to make a repair. The first tool I want to talk about is a set of hex drivers and nut drivers. Something like these. I like to keep these on hand just in case I have a crash and need to open up my frame to make any kind of repair. Because if so, I'm going to need some of these to do it. And I especially like to keep one of these nut drivers on hand to use as a prop tool. As a matter of fact, this was the same prop tool that I used for the first couple of years that I was flying. Another really important tool I like to keep on hand is a portable soldering iron like this TS100 that I have in this portable toothbrush case. What's awesome about these portable soldering irons is they run on 3S or 4S battery power, and you don't have to worry about finding a power outlet at your local flying field. And if you're going to be soldering at the field, you're going to want to make sure you bring some extra wire. There's not going to be enough extra slack on your quad, most likely, so you're going to have to splice in some wire. I like to bring a few extra gauges, something like 18, 16, and 22 gauge like this. And although a pocket knife might do the trick to cut that wire, I like to keep a set of wire cutters on hand just to make sure that I get a nice clean cut, which will make for a much stronger repair out in the field. And you don't want to fly without having electrical tape on hand. This stuff is like the Swiss Army knife of drone repair. This stuff can insulate your components, that can secure them to the frame, and can even tidy up your build to make sure that you have a more enjoyable flying experience. And finally, none of these tools are going to matter if you have a short in your circuit somewhere after you make your repairs. So I like to bring along a small portable multimeter like this one to make sure that I don't have any shorts anywhere. Because if you do and you have a fire, you're not going to be able to get back into the air very quickly. So those are some of the tools that I like to keep in my bag at all times when I go out flying in the field. Let me know what kind of things you like to keep in your bag at the flying field. Shoot me an email at mattr@modelaircraft.org and tell me about it.
Drone Pilot will be available as a free download or can be ordered as a print copy for $2. Visit modelaviation.com/drone-pilot for more details. So I work here in the Media and Publications Department at AMA, and this group has been working on the special issue for several months now, and I'm really, really excited for folks to be able to see this.
Me too.
I'm lucky because I've gotten like a sneak peek, obviously, right? I've already seen this thing. It is full of tons of awesome information, like tools for the drone trade for multi-rotor pilots.
Yeah, totally. I think people are going to love this. What with multi-rotors being so popular right now, and people don't know where to start. And this new edition, digital download, you know, you can get all the information you need and get going.
Absolutely.
I think that's
great.
great.
It's a free download. Go check it out.
Coming up, we want to know more about your club's charitable events. Many of our clubs host annual events for charity, especially around the holiday season, and we want to know about them. Our Flying for Good program is designed to capture information about model aircraft flying events and club activities that are held to raise money for charities and community support. Each month, we will highlight an event that is shared with us through different AMA media outlets, including AMA Today, the AMA Foundation website, and social media. By sharing this information, we can capture the great things our clubs are doing and see how, as a community, model flying is making a difference. To submit information about your charitable event, visit amafoundation.modelaircraft.org.
Well, that's all for this episode of AMA Air. You can stay connected with us by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
For even more videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And from all of us here at AMA, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time, but for now, It's time to get flying.